Hello, everyone. So good to be here. I don't know where I am. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Come and roll at my head just for you. Anyway, let me address something that everyone asks me about, is my strange accent. Now, this accent is from Birmingham, England. No, it's not. I was born in Birmingham, England, and my mum and dad were 10-pound Poms that emigrated to Australia when I was 9 years old. And going to Melbourne, Australia when I was 9 years old with a broad Brummy accent didn't go down too well in primary school, I don't mind telling you. Within 3 weeks, I came home with this Aussie accent. My mother said, "Pamela, what happened to you?" I said, "Mum, it's called survival." And let me tell you, I've had this accent ever since, and I've never been unemployed. Now, if I'd had a Brummy accent, I may never have had a job, would I? Anyway, I got a bit drunk in Australia, and I married an Australian man. I know it's my fault, stupid idiot. I've got to address my cast. Like, I had a fall and broke my wrist in 3 places, and I'm so annoyed because that's my hanging hand. You see? So I don't want my mum to see this. She's going to go apeshit. Right, anyway. But while I was married to the Australian man, I fell asleep twice. I've got 2 kids by him. That even hurt to do that. Oh my God. But yeah, anybody here got kids? Yeah. You've got a favourite. I've got a favourite, right? But I'm not allowed to say it because this is going to go live on air and the other one's going to kill me. Anyway. I was in labour so long with my first one, they had to shave me twice. Yeah, our mum gets that there. She just spat her coffee out. That's all right. I was very brave when I had my kids. I had natural childbirth. No lipstick, no mascara. I divorced the Australian man, thank heavens above, and my friend said, "Pammy, get over to England because English blokes are good in bed." Now, that is comedy, isn't it? People around the world, if you don't know, Englishmen are known for leaving their socks on. Oh. They do. You can imagine my shock my first time that I managed to get a bloke home and he's standing there at the foot of the bed and he's naked. I've got my matching lingerie on, from Primani, looking really fantastic. £2.95, right? And he's got stripped off, but he's got the socks on his feet. And I'm looking at him thinking, does he think he's covering up the ugly part? I had an idea for Dragon's Den. Men's socks in packs of 3. Mate, you need another sock. I moved over here with the kids. The kids were sort of 7 and 10 years of age. I took them to a village. We live in a village down in Kent near Seven Oaks. It's only got 3 oaks because 4 got blown over. But it's true. And I took them to the local village school and I met the headmistress, Miss Humphreys, and said, "Hi, Miss Humphreys, these are my kids, the boy and the girl, and that one's my favourite. I'm not too keen on the other one." Just had him for spare parts, to be honest, because I do like a minimum drink. I'm going to need that liver one of these days. I will. I said, "Now look at their faces, Miss Humphreys, look at them." I said, "Look at their faces. They are not academic kids." You can tell just by looking at the faces. I said, "And they're not actually creative or artistic either." I said, "Do not be sending these children home with any homemade crap on Mother's Day. That's all I'm asking you, woman." Well, the Friday before Mother's Day happens and they come skipping in the front door and said, "Mum, we've made something for you for Mother's Day." I'm like, oh my crap. I warned that bitch down to school. They said, "Mum, we spent 4 afternoons making this for you." I thought, well, it better be an espresso machine. And they proudly presented me with... Don't you this. Look at my ensemble. I'm a glamour puss. I'm a diva, darling. Do you think I'm going to wear jewellery made of bloody pasta? Come off it. Oh, my God. I marched down that school and caused a freaking riot, let me tell you. But my kids are grown up now. And they're taller than me and bigger than me and always in one. And this year they did really good. My son bought me a Black & Decker makeup remover. It exfoliates and everything. The other one bought me an ironing board cover. Exactly. An ironing board cover. Now listen, I don't like ironing. I don't know many women that do. That ones that do need to go into therapy. I used to iron once every 2 years when I'm going to a gay wedding, and I'm in the gay boys' wedding, right? They want you ironed or they won't let you in the photos. They won't. The times I've had to stand behind a frigging tree because they won't let me be in the photos because I've got a wrinkle somewhere, right? Straights couldn't give a shit, right? As long as you get them £100 voucher for John Lewis's, they don't mind, right? She bought me an ironing board cover and I did the resting bee face and she's gone, Mum, calm down. She got the ironing board out of the kitchen and said, come and help me stretch it over the board. So I did. And then my face changed. It's got a young man on it with a six-pack. And he's got a towel covering his bits. And when you iron... when you iron, the towel disappears. Yes! Now everybody wants one. I've got to get that as my merchandise now. Everybody wants one. Do you know I'm ironing 7 nights a week? Yeah, I've been single for 7 years, right? But I've ironed the towel right off him. Now, I'm also, if you haven't noticed, I'm a woman of a certain age and I have the hot flashes and I'm going through the menopause. When I go to a gig, I have to apologise to the front row because I explain to them they're in the splash zone. They're going to think they're in SeaWorld. That's why I need more merchandise, little ponchos and Pam's thing. Yeah. But if you don't know what the menopause is like, my daughter said to me, Mum, is it worse than PMS? I said, you silly cow. I said, PMS is 3 days of the month when you get the crankies. I've got this 31 days of the month. Even in a February with 28 days. I found a good lawyer. I can get away with murder if I kill somebody during my menopause. I got the flushes. I get the brain fog. Oh, my God, I get the brain fog. Do you know, I put my own PIN number in the microwave. Nothing survives my PIN number, not even a jacket potato. That's a big number, isn't it? Now, my mum said, Pammy, don't be taking the HRT. I said, why not? It's supposed to be a wonder drug. She says, no, when I took it, I was 2 weeks into taking it, and then I got this lump on my thigh there, a lump on my thigh. She said, I had a DVD on my leg. I said, Mum, it's not DVD. That's like a Blu-ray or, the Titanic or something. No, you mean DVT, deep vein thrombosis. She said, you know what I mean. When I had this done, she said, I told my friend you've got Titanic in your wrist. That's all I bloody need, isn't it? Celine Dion singing at me friggin' wrist, for Christ. I can pick up 4GG radio when I hold it up there like that on me coil. Anyway, young people don't know what a coil is. So anyway, my doctor said, look, Pam, that was years ago. We'll try you on a new one now. And 2 weeks in taking me new low-dose HRT, I pulled on my leggings to go for a jog. I go jogging with these. It's a miracle, isn't it? And it's like my airbags are going off in there. And I felt this lump on my leg, on my thigh here, and I thought, I've got a DVD on my legs. Mum warned me. So I rolled down my leggings to have a look at it. It was a Malteser. Calm down, it hadn't melted. Yes, I ate it, don't judge me.
What is it like to compete? I mean, I wouldn't
Well,
know.
I don't compete with them. I just do my thing. I think being a pub landlady for 10 years down there in Kent near Sevenoaks, it was a male-dominated clientele that I had in there. And because I was born in the Midlands and my dad has a brilliant sense of humour, all the guys in the pub had a proper pub British sense of humour. And they used to tease me and take the mickey out of me and tell me filthy jokes and all sorts of things. And when I started doing comedy, they couldn't believe it. And when I got my first paid 10 at the Comedy Store in London, 6 of them came to see me. Ooh. And I'm doing my set all about the blokes in my pub, you know, Fat Derek and Roger the Bank and all this. And one of them was in the audience. He's laughing away, not realising I'm talking about him. And the other 5 were loving it. And when they came backstage, they went, he didn't even know it's about him. And I went, what the fuck? Oh, my God, I meant to change the name. And they went, no, he's just sitting there laughing his head off. He doesn't even know it's him. I went, oh, thick as anything. But by having the guys in the pub who were very honest and very in your face, whenever I do a gig and there are hecklers, it's like, Bring it on, darling. You do not know. I've been divorced twice and I've had my heart broken 7 times. Don't even go there. I'm ready for it. So, no, it's funny because some people who work in pubs or a lot of teachers turn into comedy because they're used to the kids being unruly and controlling them.
Yes. Yeah.
So, no, I think the guys in the pub actually gave me my confidence and how to handle it all. But as in competition on the circuit, as you know, we have a couple of different sites that we apply for gigs, and some of the guys are getting a bit annoyed now. So because the adverts say female presenting comedian wanted for a gig, because punters, the audience, are getting sick of having 4 men on the bill and not a woman. So really, it's nice to have 3 boys and 1 girl, but why not 2 boys and 2 girls? It doesn't matter. But it's up to the audience, because we still have it, and it's 2024 now, if you don't know, we still have it where you go to a gig, whether it be a football club, a rugby club, or a comedy club, and some blokes in the audience will go, oh, it's a woman now. Should we go to the loo now, or should we go to the bar now? Yes, it still happens. And then I'll be at the bar afterwards or whatever, or with my bag about to leave, and they go, I didn't think you'd be funny, but you were funny for a woman.
Oh.
And I want to say something, but I go, oh, thank you very much. But I must admit, when I first started, I was very much... that women loved me because I used to be a bit of a man basher. But then I realised that I was losing 50% of the audience because the men were going, what a bitch, you know. And so now I have the men on side. And the best thing that ever happened to me, which I now, oh, this is so good. I was doing a gig in a lovely theatre somewhere up Norfolk, like... King's Lynn, is that what it's called? King's Lynn, up that way.
Yeah.
And it was a theatre where the stage was here and the seats went up, which is what we call raked seating. So they're all, ugh. And I was on there and I went, and I did a bit and I got them all, I got one of them with a few gags. Then I went, is anyone here suffering with the menopause? And a handful of men went, yeah. And the place roared and I was taken aback and I went, oh my God. And then you heard, when they'd done the yay, then you heard, where their wives had elbowed them in the guts, you know. So what I do now, sometimes when I go to gigs somewhere, and I usually am in jeans and a T-shirt when I'm hovering around to see what sort of the demographics like, what the age group's like. And I'll find some men at a table, and I go, oh, hello, I'm Pam, I'm on tonight. And they go, oh, don't pick on us. I said, no, I want you to do me a favour. When I say this line, is anyone here suffering the menopause? I need you 5 guys to, in a deep voice, go, yeah. And they went, yeah, we'll do that, yeah. So when they do it, the whole audience roars again. And the wives are going, what the heck? And then, you know, but it's great to have that little bit in my pocket, which happened naturally at a gig.
Yes,
That's nice
wonderful.
I want to tell you about what happened to me, because this has really affected. We talk about mental health on this show sometimes, and this I've had, as I say, divorces, broken hearts, 2 awful childbirths. This has traumatised me more than anything I've ever been through in my life. I slipped on a wet floor at a place of employment, and slipped on a wet floor where they did not have the sign up.
Oh no.
And when I went down, I heard the snap. And I've broken it in 3 places, and I've got a metal plate in there, as my mum says, made of Titanic, and about 6 screws.
Oh,
and
dear.
I had to wait 2.5 days before they could operate because of NHS was so busy and everything, and they had to do more important things. Fair enough. And anyway, my thing is I live alone, and I'm fiercely independent, and I have 3 entertainment type jobs. I'm a stand-up comedian. I work in Age UK doing seated exercises, and I do activities and entertainments with seniors in care homes, which I adore and I love. I love it, because I can do that in the day and then I can go off and do my gigs at night. But when this happened at 1:30 on a Saturday, I was supposed to finish work at 3 o'clock and jump in my car and get over to Bristol for 2 gigs in one night, which as a comedian, do 2 gigs in one night, it's double bubble, it's really good.
Yes.
But as soon as the
Your
break
main
happened,
earning night,
I'm like, I was on the floor, I could not move.
Oh, tell me.
And I knew I couldn't get to this gig. So I'm on the floor with my mobile phone, ringing my bestie going, you've got to ring up. He's going, what? And I said, you've got to tell Bristol I can't make it. He said, what are you talking? I said, just listen to me. But what has affected me, I'm so fiercely independent. I live alone. I'm the person with the car that drives everybody else around and runs errands for everybody else and whatever. And when this happened, I think I was in shock, you know. I think I was in probably PTSD or something, because I couldn't do anything. Do you know, I had to employ someone to come and help me shower because I couldn't shower. I couldn't open the top of the milk. I bought microwave meals and then realised I couldn't open them. And I just felt so helpless and vulnerable and useless. And and this has actually physically and mentally made me slow down. And if one more person says it could have been worse, I'm going to fucking nut them.
Yes,
because
and rightly so, yes, yeah.
This has been a challenge for me. And this is only 3 weeks in, so I've got 3 more weeks with this on and then a few weeks of physio. But not being able to drive my car is the most frustrating thing because I need it for all of my jobs. I need it for all of my work. So everyone says this is going to go in my next Edinburgh show probably. My Titanic wrist. It's made me look at life in a different way and life's too short and this is just a little bit of a setback, but at the time I thought it was the end of the world. And this is my first outing since the accident and I'm so glad to be here.
Yes, yay! Oh, we love it so much. But, you know, what about when people say everything happens for a reason? So you've had to slow right down and you've had to actually feel this and go through this. What have you learnt? Because you are so powerful. You can do it all. You're like Superwoman.
Okay. But what's the point of being Superwoman if I'm always rushing from here to there and doing 3 jobs and just treading water to just pay the bills. No luxuries, just pay the bills. I wouldn't mind working really hard 3 jobs if I could have a holiday once a year or I could get my nails done or, something like that. But it's just, everyone's saying it's going to be worse with this cost of living crisis. And I do believe it really is. It really, really is. So I will be slowing down. I'll be more selective on the work that I choose and if it's emotionally worth it and financially worth it to drive 120 miles for 20 quid or whatever and all this sort of shit. But unfortunately, the 2 gigs in Bristol were going to be quite a turning point for me. And I didn't make it on the day because I was in the Whittington Hospital. But it was a very, very, very good hospital, Whittington. It's at Archway. And they looked after me superbly there. But I was a blithering. I just was wanting them to have a camera on me. Like, that show they do at 24 Hours in A&E? Why wasn't it on that Whittington ward where I was? I would have put my lips on and everything, And I tried not to swear, but the doctor was so gorgeous. And, anyway, so
was he younger?
Of course he was.
Because we also call you Cougar Pam.
Oh yes, pardon me.
So now, that's a final point.
I've got to think of a new name because Cougar Pammy means that I'm predatory on men, but actually I am out. And they approached me.
That's right.
It's true. You've seen it.
People never thought about that.
There's got to be another one. I've just been standing there and I'll come up and go, hello. And I go, what? And they go, I think you're lovely. I go, I am lovely. Go away. I've got stuff in my freezer older than you. They come up to me. And my daughter saw it once and she went, I can't believe it. So I told you, it's not me going for them. They come at me.
That's right. Yes, yeah.
So is that called a honey trap? What's that called?
I'm loving it.
I've got to think of a new name for that because I'm not a cougar. They come to me.
That's right. We'll invent a new term for that.
Gordy, thank you for inviting me up here.
You are fabulous. I love you, darling.
I love you tons.
Actually, I hate to say this, but you are the second lady with the broken wrist here, So, yes. So... Well. And she did the solo show, so we hope you come back.
There you go. I would love to. Your
preview, Edinburgh.
I would love to.
Promise.
It's called Spam. Not the junk mail you get, but the pink meat in a square tin. It's called Pam Ford, and I'll be at Edinburgh for the whole month. Come up and see me there, and this will be better by then, and I'll be able to shake hands properly, or you can kiss my ring.